All right, question number 8 says which expression is equivalent to the square root of 3? Um, well, if you wind up getting this question as a multiple choice question, use your calculator. You have the square root button. What is the square root of 3? It's 1.732050808. And then check your answer choices. What's a match? Make sure you know how to use this calculator. We got 2. Here's your 2 to the power of button. 2 to the power of 1/3. Not a match by the calculator. 3 to the power of 1/2. Calculator found match. 1/2 to the power of 3. Not a match. And then 1/3 to the power of 2. Again, not a match. So by the calculator, only one of these answer options matches this. So that's definitely the answer. The other way to know what this answer is by thinking about, okay, what is a square root? Square root of 3. This checky box, the square root, it has an invisible number here in the checky box. What is that? It's a 2. And what is a square root? Square root is the opposite of something squared. So, like, they cancel each other out, right? So if you had 3 squared, and then you take the square root of it, your square and your square root cancel each other out, because what that means is 3 squared times a half, and 2 times a half is 1 just 3. So that would be equal to 3 right there. Okay, so that's kind of how I remember this radical rule, is that a square root is the opposite of something squared. And I think we'll be using that radical rule on a question coming up as well. Okay, so, that was number 6. Number 7, we got this. Number 8, we got this. Excuse me. And then question number 9. A scatter plot of the U.S. national debt from 2001 to 2016, including a linear equation and its residuals modeling the data, is shown. Which statement correctly interprets the scatter plot? And if we look at this, right, we got some dots, we got a line. For the scatter plot, what are our key words here? Weak or positive. So that's telling us, are our dots close or like way far away from the line? And to me, it looks really close. So I would say that's a pretty strong correlation. And if we look at our line, do we have a positive or negative slope? And we always look at it from left to right, and the bunny's hopping up the mountain. So that is a positive correlation. So answer choice C was the only one that had both pieces of that correct. And this question, we had 59% of students got this right last year on the Algebra 1 EOC. Extra practice for this in IXL is on lesson 8B S. 8B S. in IXL. And I think I forgot to say that for the last video. Question number 8, only 45% of students got that question right. Either they didn't know to put that or didn't know how to put that in on the calculator to find the match, or maybe it wasn't multiple choice and they had to type in their answer. I'm not sure. Only 45% of students got that right. And to practice these radical rules in IXL, you can look at lesson MDZ. Sorry, I forgot to put that when we were looking at that question. In question number 9, it was a strong positive correlation. And then question number 10 says an equation is shown. What is one exact solution to the equation? And so I'm going to rewrite it first of all. 3x squared minus 21 equals 222. And we do want to do one of Algebra's greatest hits. We want to solve for the x, right? You get the x only by itself. How do you do that? Usually the first step is combining like terms. Okay, so what are our like terms here? This negative 21 and the 222, they're alike because they don't have a variable with them. So we want to cancel this one out. What's the opposite of minus 21? We're going to add 21 to each side of the equation to give us 3x squared equals 222 plus 21 equals 243. Now, what's the next step to solve for x here? We're done combining like terms. What's the 3 and the x squared doing together? They are multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is divide both sides by 3. So 243 divided by 3 gives us, these 3's cancel out to 1x squared, or just x squared equals 81. And then what did we say on question number 8? What is the opposite of something squared? The opposite of something squared is you take the square root. So if we take the square root of this side, we can take the square root of this side, and we've got an answer to our equation. And square root of 81 is 9. And there's another possible solution. We know that 9 times 9 equals 81. So x squared equals 81 means that x is 9. But also you could have negative 9 times negative 9 also equal positive 81. So another correct solution would be negative 9. And if you would have put either of these numbers in for your answer, you would have got the question right. And question number 10, I didn't write down what percentage of students got this question right. Sorry. But I did find some practice in IXL. So if you want questions where you're solving for x, where you might have some exponents with your variable, that would be 5k. And I made a note that said that the IXL lesson was maybe a little bit too easy compared to this question. So we said either 9 or negative 9 for number 10. And then question number 11 says, 5 points from a function f are plotted in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane as shown. Which equation could represent the function? So when we look here at our answer choices, all of these are in the form of an exponential function. So right here, so we know these are exponential equations. And what do we know about an exponential function? This is right from the reference sheet. F of x equals AB to the power of x. And this b can be broken down into 1 plus or minus a rate. And this letter A in an exponential function is always your y-intercept. So if I look at the graph, we can see our y-intercept is at 0.2. So these both have that part right. And then here, one of these is correct and one of them is wrong. So we need to check and see. When I think about a function, right, we have our x and our f of x. I think about that like y. So if I plug in some ordered pairs here, right, for x, when x is 0, y is 0.2. We need that to be a point on the graph. When x is 1, we need y to be 0.1. When x is 2, we need y to be 0.05 or 5/100, 1/10, 2/10. And I can check these on the calculator. Y equals 0.2 times 1 minus 0.1 to the power of x. And then for my x, when I put in x to be 0, from my first point, I do get 0.2. And then when x is 1, I get 0.18, which is not 0.1. So you're out. And now let's check answer choice B. Change that 1 to a 5. When x is 1, y is 0.1. When x is 0, y is 0.2. When x is 2, y is 0.05. All of the points match because answer choice B is the correct answer. And again, I did not write down what percent of students got this question correct last year, but I do have practice on IXL. If you want to look at more questions like this, more exponential functions, we've got lesson BYF in IXL. All right. I hope that these tutorials are helping you to study and get ready to take your exam. I'll be back with more videos to add to this playlist later on. So make sure that you have subscribed to notifications for this playlist so that you know when more videos get added to it. All right. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.